Hi guys, Eric from Grimy Sportscards here with a video response for Don's Field of Dream cards. I'd like to thank Don first of all for his channel. He has a number of great videos that I've watched recently and really enjoy seeing his pickups and some of the other things that are in his collection. Don, this picture that's up here right now for you, I'm just a couple of days away from going to a Dead & Company show. I thought I'd pull out a couple of my original vinyls to show off, to start off with here before we get into some of the rest of the stuff. Don wanted us to do some shout outs, so I'd like to start actually with Alan's Cards, and I'm fairly new to YouTube. I've only been on for about 6 weeks now, but I've been watching videos for 6 months to a year. It's just been a little while getting my own channel started and stuff. Just love some of the videos that Alan's Cards puts up. He collects a lot of the same stuff that I do. Not only because of the rarity of it, but you can get into some of the all-time great Hall of Famers and not only have it be a really rare card, but have it be way less expensive than, you know, buying a big card of somebody that's really popular. And I don't know, the last year or two I've been kind of into picking up stuff that's a little bit more rare as well. So big shout out to Alan's Cards. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate your channel. Keep up the good work. Second shout out I'd like to throw out to Levon for LA Collection. Levon has a number of great videos out there as well. How to get informative videos, how to get a card out of a screw down case without destroying it, because so many cards will stick in a screw down case. To videos on how to maybe crack a slab if you're thinking about resubmitting it, you know, an SGC to a PSA or a BVG to a PSA, or even cracking PSA slabs to try and get a bump on a grade or something like that. So I appreciate Levon, always enjoy hanging out with him, love talking with him. He's just a great guy. Last shout out goes out to my best friend George from Diamond Yard Sports Cards. One of the reasons for sure that I'm on YouTube, number one, but also my collecting habits and collecting over the past 10 to 15 years has been shaped a lot by George. George and I bounce a lot of things off of each other, and I followed a number of the trends that he has followed over the years, and it's paid some pretty big dividends. Some cards that were, you know, cheap to get into 5-10 years ago that now are worth 5, 10, 15 times what they were worth, just because of the rarity and because of who it is. So big shout out to George. Love you, brother. And it was a good time at the show today. George and I worked a show here in Phoenix today. So that's it for the shout outs. I'm going to get the Grateful Dead stuff out of the way here. And Don, I'm going to start with a couple of cards that I think you might enjoy as well. I know you from the Pennsylvania there and are a big Pirates fan. This one right here I picked up several years ago. This is 69 MLB Photostamps. These are hand cut. Roberto Clemente. This is a Gem 10. I picked this up for nothing. I think it was like 40 bucks or 50 bucks. And I remember saying to my friend George from Diamond Yard Sports Cards, man, anytime that you can pick up a high-end Hall of Famer in a 10 for around 50 bucks shipped, it's just a great deal. So this is a super cool card. A little facsimile signature on there. And it even shows where you could, you know, paste them into the books, apply your glue or paste here or whatever. Thankfully, nobody put any glue on this one. Always love this card. Very cool card. I have a number of these as well. I've got an Ernie Banks. I've got Bob Gibson, a couple other guys as well. They're just cool cards. The next one I'd like to throw out here is 1964 Topps Giants, also Roberto Clemente. This is a PSA 6. I bought a number of these about 3 years ago raw from a yard sale. The Clemente here got a 6. I got a Mantle that got 4. I got a Hank Aaron that got a 4. I got a Bob Gibson that got an 8. They were just in really good shape. And these Topps Giants cards are a little bit rarer. I just love the pictures. The registration on this card is so nice. Just a very cool card. Oops, I got it upside down there. Here we go. You get to see the back as well. Batted .351 and 61 to win the batting championship. So Don, those are for you as well. Then I thought I'd go a little bit of different direction here, guys. I pulled some stuff off my wall of my memorabilia room here to show off some pictures. Now this picture right here I picked up about 2 or 3 years ago, and it's not authenticated or anything. It doesn't have any signatures, but it's just a very cool picture of Joe DiMaggio standing talking with a serviceman, and I don't see any bars or anything to know, if this guy's a major or a colonel or whatever he is there. He's got an insignia on his shoulder, but I'm not sure what it is. I'm not a military guy. But this is just a really, really cool picture. It's got some issues. It's got some creases and stuff in it, but this is a pretty early picture of DiMaggio. Very, very cool. Well, when I got that picture, I actually took the back off of it because I wanted to see the picture a little bit more closely, and this was inside. Now, I don't know if this is a real card or not. It kind of looks like it's been artificially aged, but it is just such a cool picture. A very, very young Joe DiMaggio on his knees holding a bat, and Lou Gehrig jumping over the bat, and the look on Lou Gehrig's face, he looks like a 5-year-old kid. He is so giddy in this picture, it's just hysterical. So I just love this. I mean, it was so cool. I had no idea that this was coming along with the picture. Just a really, really cool card. And like I said, I'm not even sure it's a real card. There's no markings or anything on the back. And like I said, it kind of looks a little bit like it's been aged, so it may just be a picture of some sort that was shrunk down or something. I'm not sure, but it's really cool. Next, I'm going to go into another one of my absolute favorites. I picked this up about 3 years ago. I had it authenticated by PSA, that the signatures are authentic. This is a very, very young Bob Feller. I mean, he looks like he's about 15. Standing next to one of the all-time greats, Carl Hubbell, and I'm sure Carl Hubbell is showing him how to throw a screwball, because that's what Carl Hubbell did. But I'm a big Carl Hubbell fan as well as a Bob Feller fan, and this picture was next to nothing. I mean, it was like $30 or $40, and I just had to pick it up. And then when it authenticated as well, it is just, I love walking into my card room and seeing this hanging on the wall. It is just so cool. And this is a very, very early photo. I would guess this photo is probably from the early 40s. But I have no way of really knowing. It's not marked or anything to know that. But just a super cool photo. Got another one here. This one I picked up at the Long Beach Expo show 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It had just come back from the PSA table being authenticated. It was just the plain photo. I had it put in the frame and stuff here, but this picture was taken at a spring training game, mid-50s, late 50s, somewhere in that line. And then in the late 70s, early 80s, there were a few card shows around the country where Stan Musial and Mickey Mantle both went to the card shows, and you could pay them $10 or whatever it was to autograph it. So just beautiful blue Sharpie autographs of two of the all-time greats. Stan the Man. Can't ever go wrong with Stan the Man. And the Mantle as well. And I'll show you the back on this one, because not only it has a certificate of authenticity from Stadium Club Sports in Pasadena, California, where it was originally purchased, but then also behind there I have the letter from PSA authenticating it as well. Love this picture. Love it. This is another one that is in my card room that I just love to look at every time I walk in the card room. I've got two other things to show you here, and these are definitely different. This is, I pulled out some really, really weird stuff here. This is advertising memorabilia. And I picked these up from a gentleman that I actually delivered mail to working for the post office a few years ago, and he was big into advertising memorabilia, but these ones were were some of my absolute favorites, and I'm gonna try and get this as best as I can so we can see it. This is actually for Camel cigarettes, and down here in the corner by my thumb, it has a gentleman's name that it was sent to, and it says March of 1939. There's a copyright on this that says copyrighted 1938. So I'm guessing this is 38, 39. It may be a little bit later than that, but I don't think so. If it's got something on it that says it was sent to somebody in 39. So it's just Joe DiMaggio advertising Camel cigarettes. Camels agree with me, and it has a number of things on here that are really, really cool. I'll try and go through a few of them here. Up here at the top, the guy's asking Joe a question. How about it, Joe? Do you find that Camels are different from other cigarettes? And then he has a little blurb about it right in here about how he loves them. They're not sore, they don't hurt his throat. Down here as well, there's some other pictures of Joe DiMaggio. This one right here. He's mending fishing nets, and says Joe likes to go down to the wharf where he used to work helping his father and keep a hand on mending his fishing nets. Talks about his whole family being fishermen for a number of years, and then it says he's husky, stands 6 feet tall, and weighs around 185 pounds. And by the way, his nerves are healthy, it says right next to it, which is just hysterical. In the middle here, there's a picture of Joe standing by his old restaurant in San Francisco, the Joe DiMaggio Grotto. And then one where he's in his own kitchen at his grotto there helping the chef. He's got a chef hat on and digging some stuff out. So this is very, very cool. Very old. And you don't see a whole lot of this advertising memorabilia that has baseball stars on it as well, but I guess they did do some back in the day. The last one I'm going to show you here, this is Yogi Berra, and this one actually is dated from the gentleman I got it from, because he got it in 1951. He was an elderly gentleman, and he actually picked this up in 1951. So this is an advertisement for Prestolite car batteries, and a very young Yogi, 51, would have only been, what, his third year, I guess it would be. Throwing the mask off, that old glove, he looks like a kid. And then this little blurb right here, which I think is hysterical. Most colorful catcher in baseball. Star clutch hitter for the Yankees. Find Prestolite high-level batteries, has over 3 times the liquid reserve of an ordinary battery. Goes 3 times as long without adding water. Just very, very cool. Some sports memorabilia that's advertising as well, and I'm sorry for all the shadows there and the light shining off of it, but I didn't want to take these out of the plastic holders that they're in and take a chance of messing them up, because they're in really good condition. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you, Don. Keep up the good work. I hope you enjoy this video. And like I like to say, keep collecting, guys, but collect what you like. Thank you.